come November 4th, it is the NPP that will emerge as the winner. So there was a need for us to have this family meeting for everyone to make a comment where people have issues, to raise issues, and for us together to resolve any issue that exists. And I can say that the meeting was highly successful, and we give thanks to the Almighty God for seeing us through this very important meeting. I must also acknowledge that at the meeting too, we had some officers of our diaspora party also joining us. The long and short of it is that we're able to get the 4 aspirants contesting, namely Honorable Kennedy Japan, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mohammed Baumia, Dr. Akoto Friye, and Honorable Adenimo, all signing an undertaking. And in summary, what they signed to, and I'll read to all of you. 1 is to accept the primary election results. 2, to promote peace and cohesion. 3, in the event that they don't win, they will not resign from the party. 4, to support the winner of the primary. 5, to ensure and enforce mechanism that has been established by the party, and also to work within the timelines and duration that has been established by the party from now to the results are declared, and to respect the decision by the delegates of our party. And these are the signatures of the aspirants who came for the meeting. The reason also why we have called you for this press conference is, as you are aware, election of this magnitude comes with its own challenges. And as a party, together with our able Presidential Elections Committee, we have decided to engage you so that at least certain gray areas or certain potential controversies that can emanate are addressed at this press conference. Mr. Chairman, it is important that our party constitution, as stipulated in Article 13(11), gives us the composition of the Electoral College. And it's important that we will reiterate the composition of the Electoral College. Under Article 13(11), our Constitution states, the party's presidential candidate shall be elected by the following delegates. 1, all members of the National Council. 2, all voting members of the National Executive Committee. 3, all voting members of the Regional Executive Committees. 4, all voting members of the Constituency Executive Committees. 5, all electoral area coordinators. 6, the 5 polling station executive officers in each polling station. 7, 15 members of the National Council of Elders to be elected from amongst themselves. We also have 15 patrons to be elected from among themselves, all party members of parliament, past national officers, 3 representatives of each of the special organs of the party, 12 delegates from every external branch, founding members who are signatories to the registration documents of the party at the Electoral Commission, 1 TESCOM representative from each recognized tertiary institutions, all party card-bearing ministers and deputy ministers, and last not least, all MMDCs. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the group that form the Electoral College that will elect our presidential candidate come November 4th. So in total, we have 204,144 delegates who will cast their votes to elect the party's flag bearer for the 2024 elections. It is important to make this statement. Though unfortunate, our constitution did not capture constituency council of elders and council of patrons. So for the purposes of this presidential election, our constituency council of elders and council of patrons will not partake in the voting process. But however, in the wisdom of the Presidential Elections Committee, the chairperson of the Council of Elders at the constituency shall be the chairman for the Elections Committee at the constituency. So they will be representing the Presidential Elections Committee together with the chairperson of the Council of Patrons. And the secretary for the committee will be the constituency IT coordinator. For avoidance of any ambiguity, the committee is a representative of the Presidential Election Committee at the constituency. So they are the ones to supervise the elections at the constituency. And no officer of the party, be it constituency officer, national officer, or regional officer, will have any power to interfere in the work of this committee. The police and the Electoral Commission and the aspirants will be dealing directly with this committee that I've indicated. Furthermore, there is also an issue about party members who have been suspended, whether they can vote or they cannot vote. Again, our constitution is very clear. Mr. Chairman, with your indulgence, I'll read what the constitution states. In Article 3(7) of our party constitution, it states, a member may be suspended from membership of the party or holding any office in the party pending an inquiry into his or her conduct by a disciplinary committee. Per our party constitution, what this presupposes is that a person can be suspended before appearing before a disciplinary committee or when a disciplinary committee would have been initiated. But as a rule, and in line with the rule of law, there is what we refer to as presumption of innocence until a matter is determined. So whereby a person has been suspended under this provision and has not gone through disciplinary committee, and the disciplinary committee has not come out with their verdict and recommended their verdict to the constituency executive, such person will vote. Please, let's take note of it. Where a person has been suspended prior to appearing before disciplinary committee or is before disciplinary committee, but the matter has not come to finality, such person will vote. However, where the person has gone through disciplinary committee and the disciplinary committee has come out with its recommendations and has submitted same to the constituency executive committee, and sanctions or suspension applied to the person shall not be entitled to vote. But however, also, under conditional amnesty, the constituency executive can look at the merit of their case and pardon such people to vote. Mr. Chairman, in terms of the voting process. The Presidential Elections Committee clearly have indicated how the voting will take place. Unlike our normal party conferences whereby we converge at one place and have several speakers coming to address delegates before voting takes place, in this presidential elections, there will be no such conference. And it's going to take the normal course just as in general elections. So it will be in the form of a walk-in, then your details are checked to see whether your name is in the album. Once it is checked, then you move to where the electoral officers will be to cast your vote. A voting center can have more than one polling station, but on the same premises. And depending on the number of delegates, the Electoral Commission may decide to create another center. That is whereby the number of delegates exceeds 1,000. Again, I'll reiterate by stating that there will be no congregation on the day of voting. There will be no congregation on the day of voting. And it is worthy to note that no voter shall wear the color of a contestant at the voting, that is T-shirt, branded in an aspirant picture, whether cap or posters of the aspirant. So no one can walk in to the voting center with a branded T-shirt of any of the aspirants. Again, delegates shall not be allowed to enter the voting screen or booth in groups or in pairs. And voting shall also not take place indoors, but in an open place in the full glare of the public. A delegate who has already cast his or her vote shall not be readmitted into the voting perimeter. Any person found directing a delegate on which contestant to vote commits an offense and shall be removed by the police. All voters shall leave the demarcated voting perimeters immediately after voting. It is the duty of the Electoral Commission and the police to ensure that all delegates adhere to the rules as has been stated, and no one will be allowed to take pictures of their vote. Anyone who attempts to do that will be arrested by the police, and the vote or the ballot paper will be confiscated from the person. Mr. Chairman, another issue that we want to also clarify has to do with payment of dues. Not long ago, there was that directive that to be a member of good standing and to vote, you must have paid your dues. But for the purposes of this presidential election, no one will be required to pay the dues before he or she casts his vote. Mr. Chairman, the number of proxy voters that we have is 563 proxy voters that are expected to vote on behalf of delegates who, for one or two reasons, cannot be present. Again, Mr. Chairman, with respect to regional officers, as we all know, the elections will be conducted in 277 polling centers. For regional officers, they will vote in a constituency in the region. For Ashanti region, the regional officers will vote at Inshaeso. In Ahafo, the regional officers will vote at Esutufi South. For Bono region, the regional officers will vote at Sunyani West. For Buni East, regional officers will vote at Nkranza South. For Central region, they will vote at Cape Coast South. For Eastern region, they will vote at New Jabin South. Accra, they will vote at Kwale Klote. Northeast, they will vote at Narigu Gambaga constituency. For Northern region, they will vote at Tamale North. Oti, they will vote at Karachi East. Volta region, they will vote at Ho West. For Savannah, they will vote at Salaga South. For Upper East, they will vote at Navrongo Central. For Upper West, they will vote at Wa East. For Western region, they will vote at Takrade. And Western North, they will vote at Seshiri also. So these are the important information that on behalf of the Presidential Elections Committee and the party, we want to bring to the attention of the media and the delegates for November 4th presidential primary. Mr. Chairman, at this juncture, I'll pass on the mic for you to address the media with respect to the party message for November 4th. Thank you. Okay. The chief. Wait. Central for a share more and every
And you've been watching live coverage of the news conference organized by the National Executive Committee of the NPP. Now, a while ago, 3 organs of the party, that is the National Council, the Council of Elders, and the National Executive Committee of the party came together. As you may be aware, the National Council is the second highest decision-making body of the party. And they came together to meet the aspirants for the November 4 National Delegates Conference of the NPP. And the main task of this upcoming Congress is to elect a flag bearer for the 2024 general elections here in Ghana. And already there are 4 individuals who put themselves up for election in the NPP. And they are Kennedy Japan, the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, the Vice President, Dr. Mamadou Bawumia, former Food and Agricultural Minister, Dr. Owusu Efi-Yakoto, and of course, the former Member of Parliament for Mamponi Ashanti Region, Francis Adenimo. Now, at the end of the meeting, which was held behind closed doors, the General Secretary announced to the media the outcome of the deliberations. And ahead of Saturday, he announced that they have 204,144. These are the delegates who will decide who should lead the NPP in the 2024 general elections. Now, out of the 204,144, 563 of them will vote as proxy. They will not physically be there. They've delegated some people to vote on their behalf, and that number is 563. Now, this is a decentralized election process, meaning that the election will take place in the 16 regions and, of course, in all the 275 constituencies across the country. They have delegated 277 centers to serve as polling centers for the Congress on Saturday. The Electoral Commission, the Ghana Police Service, will be in charge of the process starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 2 p.m. Now, at the meeting, some declarations were made and some affirmations were also made. The aspirants were made to sign on to a code of conduct and a pact that will guide them in terms of their conduct into the elections. And 4 key issues came up. They signed on to. One is that all of them have pledged, and they've actually signed a declaration to accept the outcome of this Saturday's National Delegates Conference of the party. Also, in the case that an aspirant does not win, that aspirant is pledging not to resign and also to support the eventual winner of the Saturday's Congress. And then finally, to work within the framework, respect clear-cut boundaries set by the party ahead of the November 4 general election. I'm sure that the party took this decision in view of what happened after the Super Delegates Congress when Alan Chemantin, who came third, resigned from the party. He has now formed his own movement to contest the 2024 election as an independent candidate. There is also the issue of some party members who have been suspended. According to the General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodiaf informed, if you are a suspended member of the NPP, but you are yet to have your day before the disciplinary committee of the party, you stand in good position to vote in the Congress. But if a disciplinary committee has found you guilty of whatever misconduct you may have embroiled yourself in, then you are disqualified from voting in Saturday's election. Again, let me reiterate the point that according to the General Secretary, if you are a suspended member of the party, if you are a suspended delegate of the party, and you are yet to be put before the disciplinary committee of the party, you are in a good position to vote in the upcoming conference of the party this weekend. And then the other matter is also about dues payments. For those who have not paid their dues up to date, the clearance here is that you are also in a good position to vote in the upcoming this Saturday National Delegates Conference of the party. In all, 204,144 will be voting in 277 centers. And the party is also frowning on people who go to the polling center, vote, take pictures of it. The call here from the General Secretary that if you are found to have done so, the police will have the powers to arrest and prosecute you. So these are some of the facts. Again, let me go through the declaration that the 4 aspirants, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baum, Kennedy Japan, Dr. Koto Owusu-Afriye, and of course, Fansa Adenimo, they've signed on to. They have committed to accept the outcome of the results for the party's conference this Saturday, and also they will support whoever emerges as winner in the conference, and they will not resign and contest as an independent candidate. And finally, to work within the framework of the party, support the party's program going forward into the 2024 election. We'll take you back to the Alisa Hotel because the party's national chair, Stephen and Tim, will also take his turn to deliver the party message to its followers ahead of Saturday's conference of the party. This is joining us. We'll take you back to the Alisa Hotel now. It's your election headquarters, and this is our live coverage of the NPP's news conference after a closed-door meeting with the aspirants for this weekend's National Delegates Conference. We elect a flag bearer for the party. Again, let me go over the numbers as announced by the General Secretary of the party. In all, 204,144 will be voting in 277 centers across the country. This is a decentralized election process, meaning all constituencies will vote in their constituency capitals. Now, we're going to have more discussions on the issues that have come up, including the parts that have been signed by the 4 aspirants. Again, let me go over those who are in position to be voted for. The Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, of course, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Francis Adenimo, former Member of Parliament for Mampong, and former Food and Agricultural Minister, Dr. Owusu-Afriye Akoto. These are the 4 individuals, and all of them, they've committed to a part to say that they will accept the outcome of the election result. They will not resign in the event that they do not make it, and they will not go independent, and they will support the eventual winner. At 3 on the pulse, we'll have more on this for you, plus analysis on the way forward. But Saturday at 7 a.m., that's where our coverage will start. But on Friday night, conference discussion with Evans Mensah, Winston Amwa, and of course the data team to analyze the chances of all the 4 individuals who are contesting in the Congress and to come to some conclusion. You don't want to miss that analysis. That clearly will set the tone for what is to come on Saturday. And on Saturday at 7 a.m. will be, the 277 centers that are 7 as polling centers for the election. And of course, you can't go wrong with Joy News and of course Joy 99.7 FM and all affiliates across the country for a comprehensive coverage of the NPP's National Delegates Conference. This is your election headquarters. My name is Elton Broby. At 3, we'll have more analysis on the NPP ahead of Saturday.